Well, Cam, I wanted to thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
Yeah, no problem, bro. It's good to meet you.
You have to be very happy with the response to the album.
Oh,
Tell
dude,
me,
yeah.
tell me, at what time did you start working on this album?
Well, the songs have all kind of always been there, sort of thing. Like I joined the band in 2022, and Gary, our lead guitarist, he'd been running it for quite a while with another singer previously. So the songs have always been there, but since 2022, since I've joined, it was like a real push to get the album finally released, sort of thing. We done a 5-track EP like when I joined. And then that was just like now we got to ramp it up. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
it took a little while, like with the recording and everything. But yeah, once it finally did come, we were very pleased. So
And how did it come about you entering the band? Tell me how it evolved into it.
okay, yeah. So well, a bit of an unfortunate circumstance, really, because the previous singer, unfortunately, he had a severe brain hemorrhage or something, and it caused him to have a stroke.
Holy shit.
And yeah, it's really unfortunate. Obviously, with that whole process, they were looking to do because they obviously with the stroke and stuff, he lost the ability to talk and stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, but with that, the band kind of they wanted to progress, like going forward, but they wanted to do something in terms of doing it nicely. They did want to just replace him, sort of thing. So what they done was they set up a charity event, and with this charity event, they just got all like the local bands to come in and do a set and stuff. And then you like the band Uridium would headline, but with like different singers from like different bands and stuff like that. And it was a bit of a weird circumstance. We were at the I was at the local Metal to the Masses, which is like a battle of the bands they have here, and that was in the intermission sort of thing. And Paul, the other guitarist, he heard me singing, and he was like, "Well, I need to kind of get you, see if we can kind of get you involved with this to kind of like fill in the gap, sort of thing, with the set." So I learned the songs, and it was kind of from there we just clicked, sort of thing. And yeah, I mean the charity event raised a lot of money for him, and like that all went to him, sort of thing, to help with his treatment and everything. So, but yeah, bit of an unfortunate circumstance of like how it came about, sort of thing, me joining. But yeah, it's the best thing that's happened to me, like joining this band. It's been a real roller coaster these last like 3 years, 4 years.
And to get on a better topic, No Way Out kicks ass from top to bottom. I wanted to ask
Uh,
you if you could speak on that track.
Yeah, No Way Out. That was one of the newer ones that we did. And so most of the songs that are on the album, like they were the ones that were quite preloaded. Like the guys had already kind of gone over those. But No Way Out was one that like we developed like with me and the band, sort of thing. So it was more of a newer song, sort of thing. But yeah, we wanted to touch on a lot of like influences, like James. We know he loves a good old breakdown, our drummer,
Mhm.
and that was like a perfect opportunity to get that slow section in there, that like that jumpy bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's got a lot of like ups and downs. It's really cool. It was a blast.
And another track that truly sticks out to me is Bloodshot Eyes. I wanted to
Oh
ask
my
if you
man.
could speak on that track as well.
Yeah. So Bloodshot Eyes, that was the first ever track that I learned to like learn the lyrics for, and that was sort of like the sort of like when I went into the rehearsal studio when they were doing the work on for the charity event. That was the song that we kind of like first done, and that has always been like one of my favorites. And on the album, I do think that is by far one of my best takes on the album. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you as well. I love the album from top to bottom, and I love the lyrical and the feel behind them. I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
what are the inspirations for the lyrics?
So the lyrics mainly, most of the lyrics, or all of the lyrics, should I say, were all written by Gary, our guitarist. He was, I think he said he was working as like a janitor sort of thing, equivalent at a mental health hospital sort of thing.
Hmm.
And in that time, he kind of wrote some stuff in the process sort of thing. But yeah, he's a good guy. He's got some real good like lyrical content in just in general. Like even some of the new stuff that we're trying to work on, like he's just pumping it out. You know what I mean? He's a real maverick.
And the album, the album artwork is special all in its own. I wanted to ask
Yeah,
you
dude.
if you could speak on the concept behind the artwork and the artist that was involved.
Yeah, yeah. So we only know him as Speed Whore. That's how
Wow.
all I know him. Gary done most of the work on the artwork sort of thing. But yeah, it was the idea of like these like it always kind of kicks back to the old kind of like Anthrax, like the twisted face,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So we I think Gary was really wanting that kind of vibe with the album. And obviously with the kind of craziness of it all, we wanted to kind of throw that out into the thing as well. Gary was the main kind of driving force for the album artwork for that. But yeah, the creator, I think he's from Thailand, so far
No.
away. Yeah, he's a good old guy, man.
And now this great album is out. I wanted to ask you, what can fans look for next from you?
So yeah, I mean, obviously loads of gigs. We're working on obviously new material. We've got a few things coming up, like in the works. It is a slow process. Obviously, we've got a lot of commitments in terms of like gigs and stuff. So we're just with work and everything, it kind of gets in the way. So we're kind of sporadic. We're trying to get our practices in. You know what I mean? But every time we do, and we're working on some of the new stuff, it's getting there. You know what I mean? It's sounding really good.
And
But yeah.
and in this process, well, I see you in Ohio.
Yeah, bro. Would love to come over anytime.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. No, we need to break into Europe first. That's what we need. But anywhere we can go, brother.
Yeah, I think this album has a lot of strength behind it, and I think that in all the reviews, including what I feel about the album, I think it's a standalone album, man. I think if you get the
Cheers.
right tour together, man, you can really
Yeah.
go places with it.
Oh, brother. Oh, man. That warms the heart. It really does. No, bless you. Yeah, like I say, we worked really hard on it. It's been a long time coming, like the recording process, and like say now it's finally here. Is smashing into the world. You know what I mean? We just want to try and get it out there, and it's good to hear us made it across the pond. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And you definitely made a great dent across the pond, my friend. I
Oh, that's
want,
good, brother.
I wanted to ask you if you could take me back in time and tell me how your musical journey started.
For me,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, well, I brought up by my parents on that sort of stuff. Mostly my dad, he was a big Motorhead fan.
No.
I always kind of remember back in the day, like growing up, like driving about, like going to our local sort of like seaside town, Great Yarmouth. All the way up there and on the way back would listen to like Black Sabbath and Dio and stuff like that, Meatloaf and all that stuff. Even a bit of Rio Speedwagon here and there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I love a bit of like classic rock and heavy metal. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's where it kind of started for me. And yeah, just growing up was yeah in a council estate full of chavs. So like your equivalent of jocks over there, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah, there's plenty of them in my estate. So me and my mate Cam, my other friend Cameron, there's two Camerons. But yeah, we were just like we found Slipknot was kind of like the first sort of like turn for us to kind of get into like heavier stuff sort of thing. Yeah, and from there it was kind of a downward spiral into like black metal, death metal, and stuff like that. Yeah, but no, fucking love the shit. It's good.
And in speaking of a live experience, what can fans expect when they see you live?
Fucking raw energy, brother. Yeah, it's the best way to put it. Yeah, we like to have fun on stage. We're a very, I wouldn't say we're a very serious band. We like to have fun and kind of push that into the crowd as well. We're very kind of party up and ready to go sort of vibe. Yeah. That's the best way to put it.
And I
You can
wanted
drink
to
a
ask,
beer to it, you know.
hell yeah. And I wanted to ask you, in your experience, what do you feel is the best way that is useful to for you to warm up before a performance?
Um, For me, it's just doing like just like rolls, moving your mouth about, having some tea and stuff. Must admit, I'm a smoker, so it is a bit of a pain in the ass. Sometimes you don't get the best out of your voices, but that's part of it. You got to kind of let your vocals rest. So try not to smoke too much before you're going up there. Like, don't smoke too much pot or anything like
Mm,
that because that really
sure,
makes you too croaky. Like, don't drink too much like fizzy stuff as well, kind of makes your throat a bit dry, you know what I
sure.
mean? It try and dries you out. But yeah, anything like tea, there's a good brand of like vocal sweets that I use called Vocal Zones. Really good stuff. They're just like these lozenges sort of thing. You can put them in tea and stuff like that, or just whack them in your gob. So they're pretty good. But other than that, it's just yeah, don't get too hungover the night before, from the night
Right
before.
on.
You know what I mean? That sort of shit.
Sure. And I wanted to ask you, along your musical journey, what do you feel has been the best advice that has been given to you?
For me, don't big league people. So everyone's on the same level, you know what I mean? Don't act like a prick, you know what I mean? Show respect, you know what I mean? Be truthful. I think it's just being like that sort of thing. Don't kind of big league people and be like, oh, I'm better than them, you know what I mean? And that is a good point to go across. I mean, there's been times where people they wouldn't even look at you just because they feel like they're in a bigger, better band than
Sure.
you. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing, not a good look. But yeah, I think being friendly and keeping good spirits is just the main thing in terms of going far in the music business. Be a good guy.
Sure,
Don't be
that's
a
the way
dick.
I feel.
Yeah,
And
bro.
to always remember that the people that you meet on the way up are the people
Yeah,
that you meet on the way down.
that's fucking right, brother. That is right. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, were there any tracks that didn't make the album?
No, that is at the minute. That is the full shebang. That was for people who see our live shows. They're the sort of like, especially our local crew. They're the songs that they've known for a long time.
Mm,
So for them to finally have it, like not only like to listen to it on their own like stereo system, but having the actual like physical copy and having a CD with those songs that they know is like yeah, you know what I mean. But all the songs they're like that's our first stamp on the world sort of thing. Gave it
and for,
all for a 12 track album, just slap it at you. You know what I mean?
yeah. And for a new fan like me, tell me what can I look for next?
Yeah, I mean, for new stuff, like I say, we are working on music. It is a slow process with work and stuff and getting us all together and commitments and stuff, but there is good things on the way, as all bands say.
Will
But
it be
yeah,
in the same vein?
yeah, oh yeah, it's keeping that old school feel, man. There's always that touch of like here and there of something a bit like a bit modern, but it just keeps it fresh, you know what I mean? But like I say, you know what you're getting with Uridium.
And now the album's out. Now the big question is how to get a physical copy of it and any merchandise that you have.
Yeah, dude. You go onto our Facebook or our Instagram. We've got a link tree on there on our bios. You can get onto our big cartel. We do like have like a online store and stuff, and as well as like if you come and see us anywhere, if we ever do make it across the pond, we'll bring plenty of stuff.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
yeah, at concerts and stuff like that. And the plus side of that, you get to come say hello.
Hello. And lastly, my friend, I wanted to ask you if you could give a message to your fans, what message would you give them?
Oh, thanks for all the support. Just keep on keeping on. You don't be forgetting about us. We love you all, and just yeah, we're here for a good time, not a long time. Proper job.
I wanted to take a moment personally and thank you for creating an album that I enjoyed from top to bottom. I couldn't wait to speak with you about it. I
Fuck yeah,
feel
dude.
that you have a song and a style that is truly your own, and it's individuality that I'm looking at. I listen to 20, 30 albums a week to send invites for interviews, and I'm always looking for something that shows me that we're not trying to be a cover band with other
Yeah.
lyrics. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you definitely deliver. You have your own
Cheers,
sound and
brother.
your unique style.
Yeah, bro. No, that means the fucking world. And I'm sure the boys, when they see this, they're gonna love this. You know what I mean? Hearing the love for it. And I mean, getting that like reciprocated sort of like when people say like, dude is fucking killing it. And this album is what you say, really does warm my heart, man.
Well, it's true. And I look forward to what lies ahead. Please keep in touch
Yeah.
with me with anything new as it comes about, my
Yeah,
friend.
dude. Yeah, bro, no problem. We'll always keep you in mind, 100%.
All
Brothers
right.
across the pond.
You take care, my friend. Cheers.
Yeah, hell yeah. Bless you, man.
Bless you.